picked the newest map in the pool, and I am absolutely joyous that it's a gift that we get to cast for you guys. Ancient, the new map to the pool. And our first look at world #1 on Ancient. So actually, let me say a quick hello to all of the Counter-Strike teams watching this VOD. So hello to the coaches and stats men. Enjoy the show. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be tuning in to check out how Gambit have taken to the new map.
Yeah, if anyone's going to define the meta on the newest map, it very well might be the best team in the world. The odds heavily favoring Gambit Esports so far. We've seen G2 on this one. They didn't pick up the map out the group stage, but...
Well, FPX did seem like the most well-trained Ancient so far in IEM Summer.
Very, very true. Now, look at all this util right now from G2 over in towards A main. They've dropped out a bit of a lurk smoke, and they're lining up some deeper smokes towards Temple and Spawn. They've got a molly to deal with the back bomb site box as well. They're boosting up and over. Shiro's ready for this.
Yeah, not much he can do about it other than calm. Oh, he can take 2 heads from the unchecked Cubby. Another chance onto Amanek. He is under a lot of scrutiny, and they're going to take the fight from Temple. Inters does not go down. The crossfire and that smoke on Cube won't last for forever. It's only Nico now in those A-halls. He had util and a couple of taps from his Glock. Will eventually lose out to Hobbit.
Okay, well, the bomb doesn't go down, and that's a bit of a problem. Now, there's been discussions, if you've been paying attention to those about the meta on Ancient, and A bomb site is very open when you go to plant. You got that Cube position where they're able to spam you to the smoke, CT spawn as well, and Temple. So bear with us with the calls, guys. It's new to everybody. We'll try and keep things as uniform as humanly possible.
Yeah, absolutely. We are desperately trying to find some sort of uniformity. So I apologize if it doesn't quite sync up with the calls you're using in your PUG games. Maybe we'll get there a little later into this map's existence. Nico's lining up something interesting.
Yeah, just a bit of a pop flash there for them to team on out of middle, and Hobbit over towards the top red has to deal with this. Good weapon for the job with a famous bomb called. Hobbit with 2.
Oh, it's lovely work. You can see just that extra air of confidence in the A, the angle, and B, the repeats when he knows he's up against those Glocks. He just stands and delivers all 3 necessary to lock down mid, but it's time for the AKs, and that was, of course, a product of the absent plant in the first.
I'm really curious to see the way that Gambit apply themselves on the CT side. There's been so much discussion over towards this B side of the map. The CIS teams, however, when we did see Spirit versus Virtus Pro, they're a bit more A-heavy with their set pieces. Now, I think we'll be expecting an anchor over towards A, 1 to 2 players mid, and then the rest over towards the B bomb side to lock things down. Early util exchange from both teams. Nexus in front of it.
Ooh, interesting. So the contest for middle, a bit of a CT wall
like crisscross
of
smokes.
Yeah, what? A very odd lay of the land now for Jax to stare at and try and push through. They could be Cubby. If they walk through, are they stairs as it fades? They stand, they hold. And it's bought time, at the very least. Don't forget, this is a very big bonus round from Gambit. They got 3 SMGs, 2 Famous. And Jax is wanting to take some space here on mid-red. Shiro flashed off. It's a hard line to force the fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be going in there versus an MP9.
No, thank you.
They're actually backpedaling now, so they're going to jump up ledge and pivot towards this B site. Nico all the way back through spawn, and so far it is just Inters over towards this cave position. Tucked in off this off angle. We've been seeing a lot of these late walks into B to trade.
You said you didn't want to go mid versus an MP9. I'm not sure I want to go cave versus an MP9. So the entire G2 squad goes ramp. This works. And Nafni will not be able to actively contest with only an MP9.
Oh,
what a perfect flash from Shiro. They got first blood here. Quick response. Nexa lines up 2. Inters has held cave safely and will find a weapon upgrade. Nexa can't take it away from him. This next duel is everything. The next body to drop will probably determine the round winner. Nexa is the one to put G2's name in that hat.
Axel's coming from the same position, though.
Oh, he's actually found one. Hobbit another. Oh dear, Nico heavily tagged. And there's plenty of time for Axel to work his magic, drop his util. Nico slinking across. The bomb's behind the pillar. The bomb is behind the pillar. He could struggle to question the hold.
He's just going to sit it. That's it.
3-0. Nothing Nico can do.
Oh.
That's a real nasty blow early to the G2 confidence.
Boy, that is a rough one to go right there. It looked great for G2.
It did, but Hobbit getting 2.
He's just sticking it. This is what we're talking about. This is the only place on the site that you can really stand and hide. Gets away with it. Oh, that was the bonus round. There was 3 bloody MP9s.
Yeah, that's really not going to be feeling good vibrations right now. Quite the opposite for G2. Armored Deagles is the solution, and a whole lot of util. So it's time to see how those B defenders handle early. So it looks like the standard util drop, Molly and Smoke, they're ahead of it. Blind as a bat. Team Flash, unfortunately. Inter's catching one of their own. He's hiding in that smoke. Jack's, oh, he's going for the plant. They didn't clear the cubby. Just a wild spray straight through. Nafany denies, and the rest of them were so blind, they may not even know he's there.
Oh, the nade.
Double nade. Actually, the underhand has converted, and Nafany from his little cubby is doing it all. Oh, the barrage of nades. Oh, that one sucks for G2. That's no fun at all. You brought so much util into the fray, and it just felt like chaos all in favor of the CTs.
That's beautiful stuff there, so well handled. And this is where you start to worry, right? I know it's only 4-0, and the reason I say this is because it is the black box. Nobody knows what to expect from Gambit on this map, and that's why Yanko is being very vocal about this being a desperation pick. Nothing for G2 when they've gone up against Gambit has worked, right? They haven't won a series. So they've gone, well, let's throw the curveball of the newest map in the pool at them. Now, the problem is you can't counter any tendencies. They're learning live right now. Okay, Axile, he is the A anchor. All right, Nafany enters, they're holding B. Hobbit, he's crossfiring middle with Shiro. All right, we've just discovered their CT setup. That's all we know. That is all we know at this point. So what we have to throw at them is what we've been practicing and hope it pans on out. Who's going to react better in the mid rounds? Who's going to get more opening kills to convert into rounds? There's all to be answered here, and we get back underway.
You know, I am intrigued and interested that we haven't seen a lot of battle for that B lane control. You know, I thought this would be something that a lot of CTs would be contesting for, but so far, we haven't seen too much on the extremities of either side, to be honest. We haven't seen CTs getting early A hauls. It hasn't been a long default drawn-out round. We are only into our fifth. Let's see what happens here. Jax has actually dropped a preemptive smoke and swinging through this peculiar line and wall of smokes.
Hobbit's kind of committed to this, right? Like, how's he... Oh, that's how he pivots back, and only just.
You can see what that smoke, what purpose that smoke serves, right? It blocks off the tight line you can hold from mid for info on the swing. So Jax gets to go walkabout. He tucks in towards, what do we call this one?
Cube. Oh, wait, he's in cutout.
He's in cutout.
He's in cutout.
Because I'm tired of these cubbies. There's 12 cubbies on this map when I play matchmaking.
Well, this is Lamps. And Nico has slight control. He's been smoked to deny. It looks like they're setting up to pip the gap here through middle. Shiro super aggressive over towards A main with the AWP. Look at this slither gap he's holding.
Yeah, and I am intrigued as to how they house this, right? So Hobbit is the early warnings. Oh, wait, they might smoke the cross and just pincer A. This could be so nerdy.
This is through spawn.
Yeah, look, Hobbit's going to have nothing. He's going to go, I have it. I don't. I actually don't. He's throwing a smoke of his own, but they're wrapping A. Shiro, panic, stations. He's going to still focus on A main.
His booty's open.
Yeah. Nice defensive smoke drop by Axile. Keeps him safe. Oh, only for a second. Temple starts to make contact. Axile in the open on the headshot box. He's knocked off the triple. Oh, a very cool first gunny out of G2.
That is beautiful stuff right there. Fantastic work. You can see just how they can punish, right? The idea with that passive setup on B, you want to have that third man cheating over to help. Well, the smoke from middle to cut off the back alley position. Great work from G2, and now that's something the Gambit have to consider with their rotation. So, seeing the map evolve.
Now that is hot. That was something we've talked about, and it seems Nico's smoke gives us an answer.
So now what that will have to do is that middle player will have to play closer, either contesting a little bit more so, or he'll have to be in one of those nooks and crannies. Now, they won't get smoked off if he is, but it's going to be hard to get more than maybe 1.5, 2 kills, and that also makes the B bomb site more susceptible, right? So that is where you talking about a bit more aggression towards that B lane may have to come in here, because if Gambit aren't going to do that, G2 can play with these rotations in rounds to come. And you can see Shiro didn't know where to go, right? He would actually have been better off staying in A main, but unawares exactly of how the rotations are working, the timings, they're still learning all of that here. Guns can be dropped across and a timeout taken, so probably just to discuss what happened, right? Trying to plug these holes on the fly. The buy's coming on through, and surprisingly, I was going to say, Nafany, you know, not dropping an AWP, he does. They're getting out the guns that they're looking for here. Shiro's signature weapon, the util, pretty good. Axile can buy himself a boatload. Nafany won't have anything. There are kits in play, and maybe they won't let themselves get bullied off mid so much here in the future Gambit.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. I want to keep a really close eye this time on how the T utility is reacted to in middle. Previously, it's just been Hobbit, right? He just calls for help when he loses vision. Jax tagged him up previously, and there is the aforementioned util drop. This is not the same top mid smoke as we normally see. This just covers that cross, the one I'm talking about there that was being jiggled by Hobbit. And it is, as you discussed, a bit more presence on lane. Nade for Nico.
Oof. Pops on the head there. Only chips him down a little bit. Playing in pocket is Nico. And he's got support. They could just go for a bit of a B-exec here.
They very well might. Flashes are good. Pillar needs to be cleared. Jax is the blunt object. He can't do anything. Oh, a complete CT lockdown. That's the other side of the coin. When you do throw the bodies up at that choke point, you can see what the remnants of G2. Nexa starting his project towards Inters next. And oh, a swing and a miss. Here we go. Nexa starting to make things interesting. My God, the fights. His crosshair was there for every single one. Keeps them on their toes. Gambit 5, G2 1.
All right. Jeez, that right there was a lockdown and a half, though. The fact that both of them played behind that pillar in the site and pivoted, that was wild to see here. Nafany from the right, Shiro from the left. There's no real cover, right? And they're still able to lock out 4 and keep it relatively honest. Hobbit coming on through. He's only died 1 time. And G2 will be buying again.
Ooh, Shiro action in middle. Now we've got a bit of a change-up. So the second component of it. He only going to dip into Lara as that smoking. Oh, it does serve multiple purposes. Stops that post up on the lane fight as well. It's forced Hobbit close to the mid box.
They're contesting right now. He's going to jump up. Oh, the shadow advantage here is deadly.
Flash. Nico is going to have to be turning. He did successfully avoid that, and loud from Hobbit as he re-smokes mid.
I think they might think there's a lot more presence towards A. Sure, the bomb's there, but is this going to be like a late pincer off for the top? They're backing off now, and actually, Shiro's pushing closer as well, so they are being very aggressive on middle here, Gambit.
I like what they're doing, at least from G2's perspective here. Lurk smoke, last time we saw that, it was the commit.
Oh, they siphoned out a middle now. Just that one smoke alone has drawn a full rotation. Nafany's giving up B. Inters as well. Okay, they're selling a lot here with a little.
Yeah, Jack's bringing the bomb back B. This is great. Amanek to fully sell this. Shiro pressured. And the bomb is open for business. Oh, as I say that, Hunter's gone down. He'd have loved to have taken one with him, because now, regardless, you've got a 5v3 after plan. That's if the bomb goes down. Nexa battered by Nafany's rifle. He lives on for a little longer. Gambit might go for this one. Certainly see what they can find from Inters and Shiro's perspective. Hobbit working on a late cave flank. Oh, big find. They'll go now. Jax, multiple targets. Can't seem to get the bullets down range. And Nexa, the 4 HP is just insignificant. He'd have to be tapping away the heads ahead of the molly. Shiro denies. Gambit 6. And that's after they got pulled around the map like G2's puppet.
That was great work. The fact that they just deny that. They have all the info, right? Because of that Axile position, I didn't think it would get any play behind that box. But he's happy to wait for them to make contact out A main before he swings. Because you could see how passive he was. Shiro was actually rotating over. He killed Amanek first, and then Axile pivoted. I really thought that that box would just be, oh, okay, we know we can molly it. If you get stuck there, it's a bit rough. But now thinking about it a bit more, they can kind of use it like a sandbag position that we just saw on Vertigo. So interesting to see how Gambit applying their trade. And a timeout taken, Malik will be contributing. This is the second timeout in the first 7 rounds of play. There is enough money to buy. G2 did get that plant. The loss bonus is sitting pretty. But are they going to start running out of ideas here? Because the playbook can only be so deep on a new map like this. And here's a very curious question.
Go on.
Right? One that I would love to know from Nafany or maybe even the coach over there at Gambit. When a new map comes into the pool, other than Shiro being the AWPer, how have you decided your CT positions? Right? How have you decided who you want to put where? I would love to know how teams go about doing that.
I wonder, I'd imagine a lot of personal preference comes into it, especially when it's a brand new map. Shiro comfortable as he meets Hunter. Hobbit's ahead of this unusual lay of the land over the double smoke. Nico takes lamps early. What is Axile up to? That's super aggressive through the A halls. Nexa, just with some housekeeping, has managed to claw back a 4v4.
Okay, this is getting interesting now. It's going to be Hobbit tasked with holding middle from Cube as well as A. They've lent 3 towards B, and Inters is actually pushing forward. Not an easy fight once they're established.
I know it's too late now, but I would have loved Nexa to just get a couple of footsteps into A halls. Instead, Nafany's aggression that's met by Amanek's first frag, and he might want to go on that. The flash indicates something of that ilk. Here they come. Shiro flashed off. Inter's not checked. This can't be criminally underchecked. It's such a naughty crossfire. Now Nico feels the feed. Oh, a chance onto Shiro, and he keeps getting these peaks. Solid defense. Gambit will make good on 7, and another G2 catastrophe on that B site.
No plant this time means Amanek and Hunter are just shy of that 4K mark. We could see them go for Galils in lieu of the AK-47s, but starting to feel an awful lot like Vertigo here, just being blanked. And it's not that these rounds aren't closer than some of the ones that we did have in that first half of Vertigo. It's just, like I mentioned before, if you're Gambit, you could have looked into where did G2 play and at least what was their general approach to the map. They've played it once, so at least you have a little bit of information. Yeah. For Gambit, like, I don't know. What are you meant to? Nobody knew anything until we started this game. So this is why Yanko was so critical. I want to keep ramming this point home. If G2 came out the gates and they were looking hot to trot, they were hitting every shot, then yeah, it could be justified. But now we're 7-1 in the hole. They need to win. We don't even really know. Let's say 5, maybe 6. Let's go with 5. Let's set the bar as low as possible. Let's just go with 5. And another timeout. Yeah, just really chunking through them now. And they are going to buy again. Amanek into a MAC-10. Hunter with the Galil. AK's out.
So fast smoke from the fast spawn. That T-smoke to contest. And he's flashing Hunter's cross, so we are going to be seeing a bit more of an aggressive stance towards that ledge position. And they abandon middle. Next will start to work through that with his rifle.
Oh, this is a lamp flash. It is very, very potent. There's nobody in there to receive it, but they should be able to get control off the back of that.
Interesting. Like, they've made no secret of all of this B presence.
Look at the passive line Shiro's holding though, right? He's just over towards Cube, so it's a very tight mid line. He can call that cross, but they're coming through lamps. Inters could be good for a few here.
Hard clear. They jiggle nicely, but he does control his spray, at least for the first. Re-aggressing was Nafany. Smokes are down. 3v3. Game time for Hobbit. He's alone now. Rotates surely on its way. They're so blind, they haven't spotted him. Yeah, I don't think they know. Now they do. Tucked in on this triangle, jumping for the fight. Draws the crosshair away, and they convert. A bomb plant from Amanek. He's gone above and beyond.
Normally this should be a save, but I just think the fact it's a new map, maybe they'll have a look in here.
What util do they have? They can't smoke off the bedroom side. Starting to give it up. Bomb half ticked. Shiro. Seems to just try and keep and house the G2 boys towards the site. Doesn't look like anyone's going to go down.
Okay, there you go. Second round. Has to be the save, of course. It is Gambit, and their money has been getting whittled away.
Ooh, here's some good info for you. Okay, so if you've got over 59 points of health, you'll be absolutely fine in the back of that. Well, not cube, on back of long. On B.
Okay, yep.
B long, B short. Get it in my brain.
It's just, there's so many spots that, like, everything's a new name. It's just crazy.
Ooh. Hadn't noticed the sketchbook before. And a very sharp pencil.
Hard to keep the pencil sharp.
As soon as my pencil looks like that, the first
snap.
Second you push it on the paper, it's gone.
When was the last time you used a pencil?
Good question. Ooh, Nico, this time he uses Molotov's out of position. They respond with the smoke to extinguish. Nafany, does he fancy a walk up here? Shiro.
That molly's a bit short, isn't it?
Yeah, he fancies his chances. They're walking. This has failed every time for G2 so far. Can they change the outcome around the pillar? This time it's an even trade. That's a change. Inter's unchecked. And Shiro, what? Did he hit that? Straight into Jax. Oh, is Inter's going to just get a freebie? Yes, he is. Just sitting, staring. The smoke fades. Hunter a little late on the plant, and this round falls apart. Nexa, however, he's pushed through red. Axel may not be anticipating this. He will now, and the trade is instant. Hobbit looking for info. Doesn't even need his teammates' help, and he will get the weapon upgrade for his time. G2 cannot break B. They cannot break through.
It's very rough with the way, because we're seeing Gambit play more often than not 3 players over there. I think when we've seen it by other teams, maybe it's just 2. And I haven't been seeing teams dedicate a player to holding on to Cave the way that Inters is doing it quite consistently.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a power position, because if you take the bomb site and all you have is short and long and you have to fight towards that big block towards the back of the site, someone's always going to be lingering. So if you're not clearing out Inters and he's holding onto that territory, it's going to be a rough one, and a rough buy again. Mac 10, Deagle, 3 AKs. The scoreline 8-2, and well, B hasn't been working. I think they've got the memo as they start to pivot back towards this A site.
Yeah, also, I don't know if I'd fancy going A against Gambit when it's Shiro and Axel you have to contend with. I think when you ask the question, who decided or how did you decide, when it's a solo site on a brand new map, you are going to dispatch Axel, aren't you?
Yeah, and he just plays a bit cheeky, like he's hiding behind a box again. So they've limped out that lurk smoke one more time, and look at this, he's playing very reactionary.
Just going to peek on the back of that, just going to flash back plat on contact. Look how many smokes
everybody
there are.
here.
They're in exactly the right place. Mollied out of plateau. He is a bit of a bait. Still gets them. Oh no! 2 down. G2 starting to fall apart. Nexa, that's big. Maybe he can make a round out of this now. Taking the AWPing presence down and out of cube, but it just keeps coming. One by one, these duels. Hunter and Nexa.
Oh, pip the gap here, Hobbit.
Boost a little bit. Nexa caught out by Nafany just on the lip, and there it goes. Another round by the wayside. Gambit just look very comfortable here on Ancient.
Yeah. I think this
I don't know why my expectation was anything different. I don't know why.
They're playing like, I love the way that their link setups between the CT players are, right? Like, they understand what territory they need to contest for, and then they've read it beautifully, right? They haven't had that same level of impact over towards, I can't believe Hobbit here, just the self boost.
What do you think is the pro take on why G2 are doing like a lurk, smoke, and swing as opposed to like any sort of like just execute smokes?
Yeah, that's curious, right? And maybe the lurk smoke is a tell, right? If the smokes are coming through the sky and you have some good flashes and you feel that you can entry off of like that type of approach.
Because it's we haven't seen them throw it when they aren't all hitting A.
Yeah, it's giving away a lot of info. I don't know. The A site is still a bit of a quandary, right?
Yeah.
And I think the thing is, because they're not aggressive, Gambit aren't aggressing B, so you don't have anybody who you can really bait and keep far away. They're not super aggressive on middle, so even if they went for one of these standard approaches with all the smokes, I feel like they're still cooked.
We're going to get what we asked for. Axel, excuse me, let me try again. Amanek was heading towards A with a smoke, so if they just keep this beast control quiet, we might get Amanek to try and sell somewhat of a fake. An AK's been spotted B, though. And damage has been dealt. Nexa, in fact, cut down to 45. So if Amanek could somehow sell this, he's cleared out the A halls. Axel is lingering around his own smoke. Inters has been forced to drop his util early.
And Nafany might even push down B ramp here.
Yes. Oh, into Nico's Deagle, though, and he is just about getting around the corner. Red Nexa like a book.
And now Hunter with the bomb in lamps. He wants to proceed forward. Inters has dropped back towards triangle in a passive position, and they're doubling Cubby, where they currently can't be spammed.
Okay, he has done the lurk smoke. Surely, surely Amanek is going to get nothing out of this. Axel's in the perfect little dead spot. And this one's going to peter out into nothingness. Nice smoke. Jax, big find. However, the rifle falls. Hunter defends their honor, and Hobbit's still there. That damn Cubby comes back to haunt them once again.
That position, once it is spammable, right, it's going to be much easier to deal with, but still, just the way that they played that. Imagine that. Let's make a comparison for everybody at home. Let's think about Dark Spot on Inferno B site when the T's are playing retake. You know, one guy hides in the corner, the other guy takes contact. You're not going to clear it, right?
Yeah.
So Gambit are being very cheeky.
But they did the same thing on A when they were hitting A. Hobbit joined Axel on big box and swung wide plat so that Axel could be the baited in member. Oh, the battle for mid this time. Let's see. Let's see. Shiro's been here every time. Maybe he actually gets a bit of a test. Ooh, what just happened to Nico? Dunked on behind the Nafany push. And they walk straight into Shiro. He's got a lovely gap. Oh my God, Hunter evaporates.
Amanek's got the bomb, he's stuck.
Yeah, he's bailed himself out of trouble, perhaps. Oh,
he can only go forward.
Not ideal. Maybe Nafany will not expect him to have crawled this far. Yes, no, there goes the bomb.
That is almost delivery to CD Spawn right there. Could not be in a worse position for Nexa, who's left with 53 points of health. A minute on the clock. Even a bunch of utility, but just imagine getting past this. Shiro's coming. He takes him down, the third in the round at 11-2.
Gambit have been sandbagging their ancient scrims. You heard it here first.
Oh, dearie me. This is looking like a very cohesive unit. Who would have thought?
Well, you know what I said hello to all of the Counter-Strike professional team coaches. I'm just going to say it again. I hope you're enjoying the show. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be scrubbing through this one just to see exactly what's working oh so well. Yeah, he's hit a couple of those this game. Makes it 3. You can see the third locked in for the 11th. Gambit speed running to the grand finals here. OG Gambit?
Sounds juicy, but also sounds like a Gambit 3-0.
I'm sure OG might be having similar thoughts. Here's Shiro. Ooh, he's at least let one through. And he's smoked off now. God, it does seem on the fly, doesn't it?
This worked for them before, but look where Hobbit's positioned now. He's actually in the back of CT spawn, and Nafany spamming through the smoke. So this is the play that got them around.
Yeah, pushing A-halls. Axel's aggressive this time. Oh, no. Just pushing in for the bomb and everything. It's all falling apart. G2-2. Gambit 12.
Oh, they adjusted so beautifully. Hobbit is in one of the deepest angles in spawn. So what happens is you round that spawn corner, if you get past, right, you're looking towards the temple line, and Hobbit is in an off angle from that temple line, just mowing him down. So they've adjusted. Gambit lost that one round. They took a timeout. They adjusted. And this is just looking beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Everybody contributing. 15 is the high end on Hobbit, and the low end is 11 with Axel. Like, everybody is just getting it done.
It's a perfect embodiment of Nico's mental state there as the Molly he tried to extinguish still burns him for 50. Brave to take fights like that. Shiro is posted up, but Hunter lives to tell the tale.
Is Nafany going to push again? Looks like he's leering down that B ramp as they're pushing B lane to top mid, so he's going to have all the info. Red smoked off. Hobbit's pushed back. He will now have to dip over towards A to deal with Cube.
He'll get there in time. Perfectly in time. Smoked off, on the fly, back to B.
Yeah, and they didn't move. Look where Nafany is. He's still pushed up.
Oh, what an adjustment. Nico's head knocked from his shoulders, and Shiro, this is an aggressive line. If he's brave enough to hold it before it fades, he's got at least 2. Oh, perfect. Nafany and Shiro click their mouse in unison.
30 seconds, what are they going to do?
I don't even know. Shiro even hit that. Is he going to survive? Look at him jumping with his back turned, just trying to survive. Pre-fires will come in. Jax reveals he's coming from the bedroom. Bomb to be planted. It needs to be. Inters can't maybe deny it from the booty. Shots, yeah. Tagged up. Bomb down. And Jax the last to fall. They are crumbling under this pressure. It's 13 again. 13-2, the same scoreline that Vertigo was left with on the half here on Ancient. We could be 3 rounds away from a locked-in grand final.
We name it numerous things and we just call it seamlessly numerous things.
We can
so
say
call it
donut, we say ring, we say, I don't know.
We say dot as well, as a shorten for donut, because dot is a callout from another map that we have. So we just call it as a dot, as it appears one giant dot on a radar, right? But
Number 3, we call it connector.
This is dildo.
What
Jordan's using this square fucking rock, bro.
We can call it candles. Candles is probably better, right?
Ponchuk, ponchuk. It's like, let me translate. Donut. Ponchuk, ponchuk.
Oh, the donut. Yeah,
Yeah,
we got this from
probably
actually from yeah, someone else called it donut, so you're like, why not? So we call it donut.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what.
if you check the map, it just looks like a big donut. So
I've heard a lot of people call it cube, but we actually named it donut on our team because it's like round. So that's the call out we went with.
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixers 'cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, feeling high, chasing the light, chasing the night, chasing the night.
Ancient, baby. Semi-finals of IEM Summer, and it is our second map, likely our last after this case has been made by Gambit. G2 are in their boot camp, and it looks like the majority of Gambit are as well. Just Hobbit playing from home on the road to recovery himself. And so we've returned to the fray, and G2 are going to be feeling pretty hard done by with only 2 rounds posted on their attack. Nico has the audacity to ask them, you guys like Ancient, question mark, as we get into the second half.
Oh, those odds as well. Look at that. It's blown out completely here. And actually, straight over towards A. So keeping with the CIS tradition we got from VP versus Spirit.
That's my smoke. I throw that one. That's going CT. I can say that. And I'm not wrong. Okay, phew. Jax, couple to deal with. 3, in fact, crossing in. Holding from Temple, but they've lost the site completely, and the rotate seems so slow.
Oh, the bomb can go down with ease.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be the hard part. No one to contest. The CT smoke is pretty solid, at least to enable them to set up. Hunter catching one with that CZ on the pistol. Okay. Okay, Nexa and Hunter, at least individually, keeping up.
No kit for this.
Intis wants to push the smoke as well. They're going to take back Temple control. Shiro from main. He's going to be swung on. If he could just take down Nico. Too hard. Too many targets. Oh, the back of the head. Notoriously difficult, but G2 will at least promise a little bit more of the second half. We get to see a bit more out of Gambit's T side, bare minimum.
I'm happy for this one to go 15-15 and then overtime. Just give me some more Ancient. I really want to sink my teeth into this one as much as possible, but I think that Gambit, after what happened on Vertigo, letting him come back a little bit, probably going to hope to close this one out. Lickety split, and I think that's indicated in the buy. 2 MAC-10s, make that 3 MAC-10s, a Tech-9, a CZ, and some utility, and they look like they're heading over towards the B bomb site here. Nico's lobbed out a smoke from spawn to get to those doors very quickly, but they can disrespect that. They know that they have the better of position, and they're already lining up site smokes.
Whoa. Yeah, here they come. Oh, and Nexa says no. Capitals on this node. N. And there comes the last, straight through. Shiro makes it a little more costly than they'd have liked, but the primary weapons are maintained. Okay, well, that was a quick one. Got to respect Gambit for getting it done quickly. Just throwing their entire squad into that B meat grinder. Nexa converting off of his util.
Very banana-esque, isn't it? It's going to be such a battle from both teams with util as we see that side of the map continue to evolve. We'd love to see what changes Valve are going to bring as well. We do expect Ancient to change a little bit as we continue to learn more about it. But
Can you remember what A-Site looked like before Temple?
yeah, just no Temple.
Just no Temple.
Yeah, and you couldn't self-boost.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Jax, he's locked one in there with him.
I don't think he's going to clear. He's lost. Hobbit can just slink on through.
Oh.
Oh.
Not like this, though. Not the unarmored Deagles, right?
They can give that now to Nafni, and everybody will have an upgraded weapon. And they're actually just going to do a very Gambit-esque maneuver, which is walk on back without any sound cues. If Nexa calls all this clear and doesn't check the doors, this actually works a little bit in Gambit's favor. They will probably just leave Nexa here committed, and everybody's walking back on over. Quiet through spawn. Nexa not watching the doors, and that smoke's going to start to fade in about 10 seconds. Hobbit has a flash. If they flash and pop, they'll get the bomb site for free.
Here comes the test for Nexa. Oh, lovely finds. Lovely from Nexa. Stops them in their tracks. He was the only one here, and it's all he needs. He takes the ace. Anti-eco or not. It's a morale booster. 5 put on the board for G2, and the AKs are coming back out.
Okay, now this is where we get to see what a default from Gambit looks like. We didn't see a huge amount of successful B lane presence into site takes from G2 in their first half. Let's see what Gambit have been cooking up here. You love that. Nex is up to 21 kills. Lovely little... Wait, Nex is on 21. The closest on his team is 7. Didn't spot that one, but that smoke there is covering off the lane. Not the doors. Could be missed.
Hobbit. He's actually got a chance there, at least for 2. He didn't spot Nico, though, and so enables a trade. Advancing through the smoke. Nafani walking into Nico and bests him again. Oh, Nafani is so deadly today. Round winning from him on the T side. He's got the whole B site. Bombs on its way back, and it's only Amanek. A FAMAS and a dream and a flash to the face. Nicely turned. If he could somehow catch Shiro prior to Inter's arrival in the site, they are crossing their T's, dotting their I's, a deep flash for the cross. Can you deny from here? That is the question. The answer is no. We'll tag up one, looking for the swing, and the pre-fire was there, but it's all fallen apart now. Just Jax. He's not been having a lot of fun here on Ancient. And the pain continues. Gambit, here we go. First look at it, and it doesn't look like we're going to get to see much of their T-side. This was a great second find. First bullet out of his AK onto Hunter.
Agile stuff as well. Just keeping moving. Nafani, love to see it. G2 have gone all in with this, and yeah, we're running out of rounds, so they have to. Amanek's been gifted the AWP. Thank you very much, Nexa. Jax with a Deagle, MP9 for Hunter. The rest have rifles and util. No defuse kits if we get into another post-plant scenario here, so keep that in the back of your mind.
Jax actively holding these A-halls. It did bite him previously. I don't think he's going to get caught by another one of those from Hobbit. Mid control is theirs. They confirm it with the Molotov. So full B lane, full middle. No info A-halls.
Oh, nice little nade from downtown there. Shiro going to be dropping back out of mid after that one, and it does look like they want to pivot for a B finish here. So Axel's just been dealing with this A push the entire time. Amanek might not see any action at all from Cube. And Axel, by pushing back that aggression, means that, well, Hunter needs to stay put towards this mid position. It will just be Nexa and Nico over towards the B bomb site, both with rifles. So there's the biggest positive I've got for G2 in a round like this.
Second flash to fly in.
Oh, shallow on the molly.
Yeah, very shallow. It does, I guess, obscure vision. A quasi-smoke for 6 seconds. And they're coming in thick and fast. First, immediately out of Nafani. He's even shoulder peeked perfectly. Nexa being played with. Nico defensive, and he still can't handle Gambit. The frag's just always converted. And no fun for Amanek. I mean, he's holding on to this AWP, and he's kind of just hoping Jax could pull him into a convincing retake. I don't think he's interested, though. You can see he's already maneuvered away. So this will be the 15th for Gambit. It's a quick one towards the finish line. But definitely seeing the confirmation. Nice shot. He will manage to scavenge a weapon. But confirmation of what the analyst's worst fears were. You know, Yanko, he, as soon as he saw it, was waving a red flag for G2 fans, and we're starting to see that manifest here in the server. Starting to, he says.
With one round remaining.
We've witnessed it in the server.
And there's no money left for G2 to buy either. Yeah, with that first half, this was another one of these that was just a matter of time, right? We've had 2 maps back-to-back, which have been the complete case. G2 haven't been here. They haven't even really been in contention for this. This is a semi-final that is Gambit just showing us what they've got, scaring the old boys of OG who are waiting for them in that grand final. This is how much it means to Gambit. They want to grab another title here this year.
Ooh, hey, instant trade. Amanek was hanging just out of Shiro's vision. Hobbit's on 17 and 7. I wonder if he'll check Nexa. Well, they go for that close duel. Ooh, sound cue. A very wide swing does bait the AWP shot. They're going A. It's the right call. Jax. First test for him. We'll see how he handles it. That's info as well. The fact Hunter spotted that B presence trying to get mid. Jax especially stomaching a lot of util, a lot of sound. Swings out. Can't get a second. He's going to be miffed about that. And the 4 HP long-range MP9 hinging on G2's hopes and dreams. Nexa does finish off Hobbit. Now he's got a weapon to play with for the clutch. Shiro plants for Cubeside. He's just choosing to stick around, and Nico's ready. We go again. Saved by that AWP. We'll save it as well with that AK. Nexa and Nico a frag apiece. It's 22 on Nexa. Everyone else barely making it to the double digits so far. Not the even kill distribution. It seems like the in-game lead is definitely comfortable on it. Oof. Great shot.
Yeah, Shiro felt good for that, and it would be a nice way to Gambit to finish things off here, but they will be able to buy again. There's not any dramas. I'm sure they have a whole bunch of different looks. They haven't even had to pull out a lot on their T side in terms of strategies or showing too much of their hand in the approach. But the coach, keeping them honest here, will be another timeout called, just to make sure they can close this one down as quickly as possible. Double AWPs out for G2. Jax has actually got one equipped, so not bad to lock down that A site. We saw VP, I think Kickit was doing some secondary AWPing for them. I think that A bomb site to pivot between Cube if you lose mid control to AWP into the A holes. It is definitely very, very viable. Inters will be into a Galil. Shiro's been gifted an AWP, and the buy, well, it's all come together for Gambit. How are they going to finish this one off, or at least attempt to? 5 seconds left. Conversations completed. Now it's time to put the plan to action. And a heavy A lean here. Axel setting up that same B smoke that we've been seeing time and time again to lock off lamps.
Oh, aggressive AWPing from Amanek. Oh, it's a recipe for success. Exactly what G2 would have wanted. They send 2 AWPs early A, and what do they find? 2 aggressive Ts in that A hole.
Interesting approach to have both AWPs over towards the same section of the map like that, but can't argue when it works. And now, well, the ripcord's been pulled back towards the B bomb site. They're bailing on out on whatever the A approach was. Amanek and Hunter clearing middle. They're getting a lot of information here. They know it can't be mid. Nexa and Nico now need to be on high alert for this one.
Oh, it comes too easy to him. Just a gap in the fading smoke, and Nico's head is found. Amanek's right behind them. And he does strike. Shiro gone. Quick flank. Nexa unchecked. Bombs being delivered now by Inters. Hobbit has to clear this cubby hole. He will. 2 versus 3. Hunter can deny it all, and he will. G2 extend play once more.
Okay, well now we're starting to get cooking. This is one of those situations where we say double digits, 3 more required for G2 to get there, but they're going to have a little bit of an easier round in round number 23. And the proactive maneuvers on the CT side, get 2 opening kills, continue to move around, stay in a pack. It can be risky. Most times you do see CT teams just dropping back and resting with that number advantage. G2 took the fight to Gambit, and why not? You're up against the ropes. You drop 1 round, it's done. You may as well be the ones dictating the play as opposed to just losing to that aggression. Amanek, tricky little flash. And if I'm Gambit right now, we're probably going to see this percentage play where they try and milk out the util. They keep it as costly as possible. Amanek has just slinked on in to cover off this top ledge position. Hunter's his bodyguard, who's dropped on back over towards A now. And a bit of map control established early here from Gambit. Hobbit's in lamps. Shiro just passively lingering around in case there is a long push. And yeah, this just looks like, okay, we'll wait out all that early CT util, and then we'll regroup and see if we can snowball with the pistols and get ourselves a plant, maybe a bit of sight control. Nico's going over towards that cubby now. Nexa in that triangle position, and they are set up in a pretty good formation to defend B.
Seems like our standard crossfire, right?
Yeah, this seems like one of the... When you run up these angles, from long, there's so many positions to clear, and it's a 180 to deal with both positions at the same time.
Perfectly timed smoke.
They should go through it.
Clearing on the flash. Axel gone. They can focus their attention now almost exclusively on towards lights and towards that cave. They're still there. Nexa just ready to strike, and they will. No bomb plant today. So now the double AWP setup into this buy round is going to be really interesting to me. You're not going to be sending 2A, I know that for a fact. Definitely not going to be getting those same fights that you got on the previous gun rounds. So what do you do with Amanek, and what do you do with Jax? Let's find out.
Looking like a default spread here. Axel's heading over towards the A bomb site. The pack of 3, Hobbit, Nafany, and Shiro doing their default over towards B. Doors smoked off. Maybe some aggression down long here. Oh, Hobbit's still burning.
Yes, he does fall to the Molotov. Nico taking a lot of licks as well. Smoke will fade in about 5. But they're happy to take the man advantage, right? I mean, why wouldn't you? No need to force the issue.
And there's no pressure points across the map. Jax is not feeling anything over towards A. Amanek in middle just gets to stand tall. It's really just Nafany here with any map control to speak of, and he's making his presence known. More util thrown out in towards lamps. He's flashed, he's mollied, he's cleared. Bomb's going back through T-spawn. Axel's taking control of A main. Inters is here as well, and I think the biggest problem is they just have this one smoke on Shiro. He could opt to smoke out towards CT spawn again, but Jax from Temple will be open with a line of sight. Hunter can pivot from behind that bomb box on the lip. They're really hoping that Nafany can maybe sell something on B here.
Yeah, with his HE grenade.
So this one is looking a bit rough for Gambit now.
Jax has got a lot to prove now. Oh, and a missed shot. Axel's in. Nice find from Hunter. And now Amanek can spring to life as well. It's Shiro Zorp that's still managing to hold this line. If he peeks in again, Jax will greet him. Only Nafany remaining. He was supposed to be the one to sell B. Arrives nicely with the first and straight through the smoke onto Nico. No.
No time for this, surely.
No.
All right, G2, they're staying alive. They're staying alive. Look, this is exactly like Vertigo. It's so hard to get excited about this. If they can bring it back and we're in double digits, so it's one more round necessary and another round that they probably should convert, then we can really start having the conversation. But this is smelling almost exactly like Vertigo. Gambit have such a dominant first half. They make G2 look silly. Then, they're playing a bunch of rounds. They're grinding it out. They're going for some saves. They're trying a couple of different approaches.
Ooh, so that's the smoke we discussed and have shown. Cover off towards lights.
They're going for a full exec onto A, okay? They've got 3 smokes for this.
Okay, so one needs to go Temple, 1 cube, and 1 on that CT L bend.
Jax is on his own. He might get overrun here.
Takes the line. Does find the bomb and immediately confirms Nafany has slipped the net. He will be smoked off. From Cube they arrive. The Cavalry smoked off as well though. Great molly to stop any planting, and Jax has lost his duel to Nafany. Straight through their own smoke they push. They can't lose this one though, Chad. They can't afford to lose this one. For pride alone, they can't. And Gambit have got themselves the bomb down before the smokes do fade. Even an AWP now in play. Shiro's desperate for it, but Nafany's the one to hit the shots. He might even peek into Nexa. Go on, my son. He's ready to finish the game right here. Peeking in. This feels like a guarantee. Nico spot him spanked. And G2 depending on Nexa to somehow get 29 frags. No time really on the clock for this one. He'd have to fake it and they'd have to line up. He still can't find them.
It's a nightmare.
He's swapping weapons with them in the middle of a clutch. Oh, and Gambit will take it. Shiro confirmed he's not on the bomb. All you have to do is survive and the bomb will take it. There you have it. Ancient concludes Gambit to the grand finals. OG quaking in their boots. And Ancient to finish. G2 definitely back to the drawing board on that one. And now we'll be breaking it down. Winners and losers interviews all coming up after the break as our semi-finals are wrapped up and another day in the office for IEM Summer.